What's going on? Alright, so today we are going to be talking about Spider-Man. I am a self-proclaimed Spider-Man expert. I know everything on Spider-Man. I've read all the comics and I've done all the stuff and So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be ranking and discussing the top live-action Spider-Man films. You know, the ones that everybody's seen, the Tobey Maguire 1s, 2, 3, the Andrew Garfield 2, and the, so far, Tom Holland 1 and 2. I'm not going to be discussing Into the Spider-Verse. I think that's a fantastic movie, and that deserves its own conversation because it's completely separate from all of these other things. Starting off at the bottom of our list, could anyone have guessed it? It's Spider-Man 3. Yeah, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. It's been talked about too many times. The guy did this. Wasn't cool. Didn't look good. Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to know why Spider-Man, if you like Spider-Man 3, well, if you don't know why Spider-Man 3 is bad, there's 1,000 videos on the internet. Go check them out. There's also 1,000 videos like this. But you know what? This one doesn't have me. That's right. Number 6, we're bringing in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know, coming in for a wild one. Coming in at a wild one. Amazing Spider-Man number 2. It's not a great film. Not a great film. It has a really cool concept with Electro and the Green Goblin. That one was weird. That part was weird. But it doesn't it just wasn't good. The writing wasn't good. The transitions weren't really good. It did have that beautiful moment when Gwen Stacy's fallen. She's just... And Peter's like, no! And then he catches her and fucking snaps her neck and hits her head on the concrete. Probably died of a couple different things, but that's besides the point. That was beautiful. The rest of the movie wasn't great. Like, the writing wasn't great, the acting was kind of so-so. Andrew Garfield was amazing. Emma Stone was amazing. But other than that, it just wasn't a good movie. Coming in to number 5, it's gonna be the first Tobey Maguire movie. This is kind of a hard one because, like, I grew up with the Tobey Maguire movie. Like, that was my Spider-Man. That was my shiz, you know? That was my shit. And then better ones came out and I was like, what? 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 So what does this one make number 2? Or not number 2, number 5. Why does this one make number 5? Well, the writing's not super. They took a weird turn with the organic web fluid. That's something that only very few Spider-Man in the comics have. They do have it, so they get kind of a pass on that. But just like back then with the CGI, they thought they were really great at it, and they weren't. I mean, they'll probably be saying the same thing in 10 more years about our CGI, but right now it's good on some things. I heard the Cats movie looked worse than Garfield. I say that because I saw a picture from the Cats movie and I saw a picture from Garfield, and Garfield looked better. I really don't think Tobey Maguire was that good of a Spider-Man either. I mean, he had the geeky side, but it's more of the geek, kind of a geek than, oh, you're a cute geek, you know? Like, there was never a time when I even remotely thought that Tobey Maguire looked cute at one point. Except for when he did the... he never looked cute. Whereas Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, they do. I mean, they're cute people. They get that smile going. And it's just cute, you know? You ever just meet a cute person? Coming in at number 4, is The Amazing Spider-Man. I know. I called Andrew Garfield a cutie, and then I put him at number 4, right? Almost smack dab in the center of everything. Listen, you can be a cutie and still somehow have ended up in a terrible movie. It's not terrible. It made it higher than 2 of Tobey Maguire films and its second film, so it's a good movie. It has some really thrilling action in it. The visuals are really cool. Spider-Man kind of looks like he's just wearing a rubber suit, kind of just like Rubber Man, with a fancy paint job, but whatever. You got to see him make his own web fluid. That was super fucking cool. Remember that shot where like he's attaching it to a battery and it like shocks and it just fucking explodes on him? He did that whole like skateboarding scene where he like figured out how to swing and everything like that. I thought that was a great transition from going from skateboarding that he knew really, really well to being Spider-Man. I mean, he's gonna become Spider-Man, and that was just a really nice transition into that. Coming in at number 3. I'm gonna get patronized for this, but this is gonna have to be Tobey Maguire's second Spider-Man movie. I know. Again, Tobey Maguire, not my favorite Spider-Man. Probably my least favorite. Actually, my least favorite. Everyone loves this movie. I believe it's the only, maybe Joker. I think Joker got an award, but it's like the only superhero movie to get an award, like an Academy Award or something like that. I think Joker got one, so I think that's gone now. I think it's not the only one. Oh wait, Batman did too. Batman, one of the Batmans, the Christian Bale ones. I think one of those got an award too. So yeah, that's why it's in the number 3 spot. Tobey Maguire's just not my favorite Spider-Man. That's just it. He's actually my least favorite Spider-Man, even though Andrew Garfield's both fell lower on this list. That's how good the cinematography is. But it's just, he didn't get it. He didn't get it right. I'm sorry. I love it when you can create a new character. I hate it when you have to perfectly portray this other character as it is already created. I think creating a new character is much more creative, and it leaves more room to create a really subtle and deep character. But you didn't hit the nail on the head with this one, bud. Sorry. Moving on to number 2, Spider-Man Far From Home. Now I wonder what number 1 is. So the reason why it's number 1 is Spider-Man Homecoming, okay? Number 1, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 2, Spider-Man Far From Home. It's the same order. So the reason Spider-Man Homecoming is better, in my opinion, which is the best opinion, than Spider-Man Far From Home is because Spider-Man Far From Home, I knew what was gonna happen. I knew what was gonna happen all the time. It seemed like I could tell that Mysterio was going to be a bad guy, because this guy just shows up out of nowhere, says he's from another dimension. We ain't going into interdimensional shit yet, Marvel. Says he's from a different dimension, he's just like this god basically, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Who are you really fooling? Apparently Spider-Man and Fury. Spider-Man Homecoming, on the other hand, had twists and turns everywhere. Like they did, like everyone, I remember when we saw it in the theater, because you know, who didn't see it in the theater, am I right? When we saw it in the theater and Spider-Man was going to pick up his girl at her house, and her dad opened the door and it was the fucking Vulture. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't tell me everyone that you watched it with didn't go, oh no. Because that's how everyone in the theater reacted when I saw it. They go, oh no, oh shit. Oh. So yeah, that's why it's my favorite one. Almost purely because of like that difference right there. Spider-Man Homecoming is just, I think it's prettier, and I think it's more Spider-Man than Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home, he has a lot of that, I don't know what's happening, I'm just trying to help, kind of feel to him. And that's really great for where we saw it in the movies, but as standalone films, Homecoming is more true to the character and just really spot on with the character, might I add, and the development of it, and us seeing him really take on his first villain, essentially. His first big villain anyway. I think we're gonna go ahead and assume that he hasn't defeated a bunch of like baddies before this. Like I assume he hasn't fought Doc Ock before Homecoming. That'd be pretty dumb, honestly. So yeah, it's his first baddie and we really see him develop as a character. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And just learning to use his new suit and his new powers. And because he wasn't bitten all that long ago. They don't exactly tell us when he was bitten, but it's not that long ago. So yeah, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you did. And if you disagree, well, sucks for you. Because as Eugene from the Try Guys would say, I'm right. Don't get sued. Shut up. All right. Oh, camera wobbled. All right. That's gonna wrap it up today. Thank you for watching. I really like Spider-Man. I am an expert, trust me. I have a Spider-Man shirt on right now. And yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with my opinions, which are fact. That means I guess I'll just talk to myself later.